Reagan and I got new glasses. Hey. But today I'm here to film my June book haul. In the month of like June and like late May between my last book haul, I've accumulated some really great books. But like it's kind of hilarious because a lot of them are just freaking giant. Like this video book haul is literally just the big book haul. Before I actually jump into the books, I wanted to first feature and highlight an app which I've talked about previously on my channel called Radish. Radish is an app where basically authors can serialize their content, release their novels chapter by chapter. A lot of unpublished and indie authors use this to kind of just serialize their work and get it out to a large audience. It's really great. And basically Radish wanted me to partner with them for this to let you guys know that they just released their app for Android, which is really awesome. And to celebrate that, they're doing a quick little giveaway with me. Basically, if you sign up for the app, make a username, tweet at Radish with the hashtag RadishReagan and tell them your username, the first 10 people who do that will automatically get 30 coins that they could use towards the purchase of various serialized content on the site. And then also they'll also randomly pick 10 people who weren't the first ones to do it to also win 30 coins, which is really awesome. So like you kind of have the perks of doing it first, or you can still be picked later on and get free stuff. But yeah, I just thought I would highlight this really quick because I think it's a really great app. I love that it supports user-generated content and kind of allows writers to publish their work in a new digital and unconventional way that's outside of like a traditional publishing house type of deal. You know? Alright, but let's just go ahead and move on to the books I have purchased. The first book I'm going to talk about is The Nest by Cynthia D'Aprix Sweeney. This book is like honestly beautiful, but I actually bought this not because I've just heard a crap ton of really great things about this on BookTube, but actually where I work at an ad agency, there's a book club and I joined it obviously, and this is the book they're reading for like June and July, so I was like, I'm hopping on board with that. But this is a adult contemporary fiction novel about a really wealthy family or a group of kids who have a trust fund, but then some legal issues kind of drain that trust fund and then they have to kind of figure out their existence beyond that. I'm sure it's going to be dramatic as all get out and I am pretty excited about it. I've heard, again, really good things and I'm, you know, excited to talk about it in book club. Books. The next group of books I'm going to talk about are all giant. Just basically this is the fantasy section, so just prepare. The first book I'm going to show is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I already owned this book in the UK edition, but I wanted to switch over to the American edition because I love these giant American paperbacks. They're just so floppy and amazing. And I have been really good recently with reading long fantasy fiction again, and I've been like very happy with myself this year because I've just been reading some really fantastic long adult fantasy series and it's just like made my life. It's just added a whole new layer of happiness to my existence. But obviously this is the first book to Brandon Sanderson's like major epic fantasy series. There's going to be 10 books. I hear it's really amazing. So I picked it up. I'm a little nervous about when I want to start it though, because there's gonna be so many of them and there's only 2 out and I just don't know how I should fit myself in that. But I'll probably start it. I think I want to read it by the end of the year, but we will see. We will see. So we have my current obsession. The first one being The Black Prism by Brent Weeks, which I read this month. And then I also went out and bought the sequel, The Blinding Knife by Brent Weeks. This is like a prime example of what I mean to say, like, I have been reading a lot of long fantasy again. It's been great. But this series follows a multitude of characters from multiple different perspectives. But the thing that just will hook you, I think, as a reader is the magic system in this is fascinating. Basically, the magic in this story is based on the light spectrum. You know, like when you have a prism and light goes through it, it's broken up to a whole bunch of different colors. And basically in this world, people who are able to do magic can control different colors of light. And the more colors of light you can control, the more powerful you are. And each color has their own properties and abilities and stuff like that. And one of the main characters we follow is the Prism, who can control all colors of light, which is rare, to say the least. But the interesting about the magic system itself is that the magic wielder, the magic is poisonous, I guess, to them, and so the consequences of being powerful and using a lot of magic is earlier death. So there's just this very interesting world. It's complicated. It's just so good. Like, I absolutely love this fantasy series. The characters, the perspectives, the plot, everything is really awesome. I'm going to talk about this much more in my wrap-up, but they're really good. And so, here are the first two. I'm going to probably be picking up the third one really soon, because I read the first two in like a couple weeks. Like, they're so good. The last big fantasy book I'm going to show you guys is Michael J. Sullivan's Theft of Swords, Volume 1 of the Ryaria Revelations. I've been wanting to pick this up for a long time. I've just seen a lot of really good things about this from people who read fantasy that I trust. To be honest, I don't know a lot about this. I think it's about like hired sell swords and things. I don't really know a lot. Yeah, it says Royce Melbourne, a skilled thief and his mercenary partner, make a profitable life carrying out dangerous assignments. So I think it's like about a sellsword, but I think things get a little more complicated. I think this is going to be the next long fantasy book I read, and then I'm going to jump back into the Brent Weeks world. But I picked this up. I'm excited. I don't know. I love fantasy. It's great. Next up, I have the Rebel of the Sands, which is the Perustopia Book Club pick of the month for the month of June, and we are working with Penguin Random House this month. This is a YA fantasy desert fantasy series. It follows our main character who has grown up in the desert and is a sharpshooter, and her whole life she's wanted to escape the oppressive small town she's lived in. A stranger rolls into town one day and she uses him as an excuse to escape, and then their destiny unfolds from there. I've done a full review on this. If you want more of my like in-depth spoilerly thoughts, I'll leave that link down below. But yeah, this is just like a really fun YA fantasy novel. I liked it. Our live show is coming up next week as well, so yeah. Next I have Nerve by Jenny Ryan. I actually picked this up because if you didn't know, this is going to be a book-to-movie adaptation to the movie Nerve with Emma Roberts and Dave Franco, and I am actually, I know, crazy, I'm actually going to that movie premiere in New York City in a couple weeks, so I thought I would pick up the book and like try to read it before I go and see the movie. I'm gonna be filming my experience going to a movie premiere because like, what is my life? You know, like, yeah, like I gotta want to document that for my own self, because I'm just gonna watch it and be like, did that really happen? But yeah, so I picked this up. The movie looks really fun and like fast-paced and suspenseful, so I wanted to see, kind of compare the book to movie if I am able to pick this up in time. But I got it because I was like, I feel like I should do research, so yes. The last four books, of course, are from Book Outlet, and of course I have a Book Outlet page, which I will leave linked down below, because Book Outlet is amazing. And this past month they had some really amazing books that I just like jumped on. The first one being the book I'm currently reading, and that is The Grace Keepers by Christy Logan. This book has been on my radar since it's come out. It's like this weird fiction story following multiple characters in a world where kind of the ocean has like overflowed, so land has become really scarce, and one of the main characters we follow is in a circus, and she lives on a boat, and this boat just travels from different clusters of islands, and she's like the bear girl, but then there's some like other stuff that's going on. This book is weird, but so far it's definitely captured my attention. I'm about a third of the way through. It's not very long, but it's definitely very beautiful. I'll say that. Odd, but beautiful. The next book I picked up is Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. This is just a book that has just been like everywhere from like last year, like best of last year, and I saw it on there and I was like, I need to pick that up. Plus like this cover is honestly stunning. If I'm not mistaken, this follows like a couple's life for 24 years, and it's just apparently a really interesting portrait of two married people and like power and the relationship and all the stuff that goes along with that. I know Obama's read this book, so, I mean, I got to, you know? The Prez says it's good. And, like, not kidding, like, this book has just gotten, like, high praise. So, I grabbed it because it was so cheap. Instead of it being, like, $30, I got it for $6, so, good deal. And the last two books I got are Fable Haven, The Grip of the Shadow Plague, and Fable Haven, The Keys to the Demon Prison. This is book 3 and book 5 of the Fable Haven series. I'm missing book 4 still, but I've just been slowly getting them off of Book Outlet because they're just such a good price, and it's the easiest thing for me to do. I have read the first 2 books of this series. It is a really fun middle grade adventure series following 2 siblings who go visit their grandfather and basically find out that their grandfather like lives and cares for a magical creature reserve, and all sorts of mayhem happen from there. It's just really good. Brandon Mull's writing is so like easy to read. Like it's just very nice. It's just nice, you know what I mean? It's just nice. Alrighty guys, that is my June book haul. Let me know down below some books you've got this month recently, as I would love to know, and I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!